Topsail Insider is brought to you by Della Carson Group at Coldwell Banker Seacoast Advantage, your local real estate professionals. Are you searching for your dream home in the greater Topsail area? Then look no further than the Della Carson Group. She was named Realtor of the Year by Topsail Association of Realtors. Della has extensive market knowledge of the greater Topsail area, and she's dedicated to her clients' needs, whether it's buying, selling, or investing. Don't miss out on your dream home. Call Della Carson Group at 941-720-2961 or visit dellacarson.com. Della Carson Group, where customer satisfaction always comes first. Welcome to the Topsail Insider Podcast, where you can hear all about the businesses and events in the beautiful coastal towns of the greater Topsail area of North Carolina. Coming up, are you wanting lush lashes, beautiful brows, clear, healthy skin? Then pay attention. I'm interviewing Miss Nakia Vargas, owner of Brow to Toe Waxing and Skincare Studio, and she's going to tell us about the many services Brow to Toe offers, the skincare line she's created, and how she helps fellow business owners with her coaching and consulting. Experience a new level of luxury on Topsail Island at Saltwater Suites in Surf City, North Carolina. With no nightly minimum, you can enjoy short getaways or an extended stay. Each suite features luxury bedding, fully equipped kitchens with dining tables and dishwashers, front-loading washers and dryers, and of course, ocean views. And 24/7 self-check-in provides a hassle-free and seamless experience. Saltwater Suites is the perfect choice for your next beach getaway. Book your next Topsail visit at saltwatertopsail.com or call 910-886-4818. Saltwater Suites, Topsail Island's premier luxury hospitality experience. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Topsail Insider Podcast. My name is Krista, and I am your host. Today, I am interviewing Miss Nakia Vargas. She is the owner and CEO of Brow to Toe Waxing and Skincare Studio in Hampstead, North Carolina. Hi, Nakia. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, Krista. How are you today?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Brow to Toe offers many advanced skincare services and programs, along with lashes, brows, and hair removal. And we'll discuss all of those with you, Nakia. I'll let you go into more detail about those programs. Brow to Toe is open Tuesdays through Fridays, 8:30 to 5 p.m., and Saturdays, 8:30 to 1. And it is by appointment only. Do you take walk-ins at all?
Chances are we will not be able to accommodate a walk-in appointment. So we encourage our clients to look online and use the online scheduling or call ahead.
So definitely call ahead and make your appointment, ladies and gentlemen. You have male clients as well.
Yes, we have male clients and we love our male clients.
Awesome. All right, so let's talk about some of the services that are offered at Brow to Toe. Start with the lash extensions. On your website, I noticed that you put American versus London. What are the differences there?
The biggest difference for the client is the American volume is going to be not as thick as the London volume.
And how long does it take to apply, let's say, the American lash extensions? How long does that process take?
Both the American volume and the London volume take the same amount of time. The appointment time is about 3 hours. During that time, I do a pre-consultation and also do a post-consultation. The application is anywhere from about 2 hours and 15 minutes to 30 minutes.
Okay. And how long do they last?
With amazing care, and thus with following the home care regimen and using the products, clients can expect to come back in about 4 weeks. And when they come back in 4 weeks, you can't tell they need to get them filled, but obviously we can tell, the client and I can tell that they need them filled. And that's the one reason I partnered with Nova Lash, the excellent training, but Nova Lash has amazing products.
Okay. What is an eyelash lift?
An eyelash lift is great for those ladies who have naturally long and thick eyelashes. And basically, it's an eyelash perm that curls your lashes semi-permanently, almost as if you use an eyelash curler.
And this is only with natural eyelashes. You can't do that with extensions applied?
No, you cannot. It's only with your natural lashes. An eyelash lift is an excellent substitute for those who don't want to invest the time, the money in eyelash extensions, but as I mentioned earlier, they must have naturally thick and long, healthy lashes in order to get the eyelash lift.
Let's talk about your True Brow program. I looked on your website, I got to see the before and afters, and it's such a huge transition. I had no idea it would be that big of a difference that you can make in the brows. As a woman who probably overplucked in the 90s, how do you add volume to my very thin eyebrows? How do you make them look that amazing?
One of the misconceptions for women is that our brow hairs don't grow. Now, there are some instances where the hair does not regrow, but 9 times out of 10, if we leave the hair alone, and if we have a healthy diet, and if we're taking care of our skin, keeping those pores nice and clean, you will notice the hair will come back. Most of the clients I work with, it takes them anywhere from a year to 18 months to experience that regrowth for some of those who had sparse brows. I also work with some clients who we like to call it a transformation brow, which is more of an unruly male-looking brow. I'm able to create more of a softer feminine look based on that person's natural features.
There's a consultation and a design phase. What is involved with designing a brow?
Most brow services are an in and out type thing, but a woman's brow can do a lot to the face. Your brow can make you look angry. It can make you look sad, surprised, sick. A brow has the power to change a woman's face. And for our True Brow, that first appointment, you're looking at approximately 1 hour. And you're probably thinking, what are you doing to a brow for 1 hour? With True Brow, I can't tell you everything because their information is intellectual property, but there's a lot of intensive training involved with True Brow. I spent days just doing brows at their trainings, and then we do weekly brow trainings online where we're watching them work through other people's brows. For example, I had never thought about this, but people from different races, ethnic groups, their hairs grow differently. I had never had an Asian client, but I sat through the training on True Brow watching them do an Asian client's brow. And when I got my first Asian client, I knew exactly what to do with that brow, because if I would have treated it like any other brow, I would have completely messed up her brow.
How about that? And I also didn't even think that your brows do make you look happy or sad or angry. There's a lot that goes into the brows. I just didn't think about it all. Can the brow and design and the first session, can all that take place in the same day, or you have to split it up?
We like to split up the consultation and the design. We need to do a patch test to make sure you're not going to have an allergic reaction to the tint we use. We want to give that a 2-day window for the patch test.
And maintenance for the brows, how often do you go in?
Maintenance is going to be dependent on the individual's hair growth. That could be anywhere from 3 weeks to 6 weeks, depending on the individual.
Gotcha. Let's talk about hair removal. And on your website, there's a long list of things that you can have hair removed from. I encourage everyone to go to the website and take a look at that list yourself.
My name is Brow to Toe Waxing. That's how I came up with the name. When I worked elsewhere, someone called and wanted to know, what do we wax? And I said, we wax everything from brow to toe.
Brow to toe. Armpits, backs, shoulders, bikini areas, the buttocks.
The only thing we don't wax is the top of the head, and we don't do the men's beards. It is tender, and we know it would be very painful, but also because of the way the hair grows, you could potentially lacerate the skin.
Okay. If you were going to do my legs, how long do I have to let the hair grow out before you can do the legs?
We prefer about 4 weeks of hair growth. I know that sounds like a long time, but the wax has to encapsulate the hair so we can get a good grip and pull it out.
Okay. Is there anything else that people need to know about hair removal before we move on?
The only recommendation I would have for hair removal is if you want to use waxing as a form of hair removal for the summer, I recommend that you start no later than April. By that point, you would have probably waxed about 3 times and you won't have the regrowth as often as you would the first 2 or 3 times. So the results will last longer.
So I noticed on your website that you offer skin fitness programs, and I wanted you to tell me a little bit about that. If you're after a specific goal, you're going to take them through a program to get to the goal.
Yes. Our skin fitness program is something I designed based on my own skincare journey. What I realized is you can use products and you can get skincare treatments, but if you're not consistent or if you're not using the proper products and getting the right treatments, you're not going to get those results. And I came up with the skin fitness program based on the different skin concerns. And that program is something we use, but we also customize our appointments with our clients because no two people are the same and our skincare needs change from one visit to the next.
Okay. Let's talk about your consultations. Tell me about the computerized photographing that you do.
I absolutely love the skin analysis machine. All of the clients love it. One of the benefits of this machine is it allows us to be proactive with our skincare. Obviously, if I have acne, that's something you can see, but some of the things you can't see with the naked eye may be the texture of the skin. That's my favorite screen. It shows how smooth it is, so we know if we need to focus on exfoliation. It'll tell us if we need to focus on sun damage because sun damage at the deeper layers is something we can't see now, but it'll show up in 5 years. And if we can identify it now, we can be proactive with our treatments and our products and even our lifestyle changes so that you can have the skin that you want and deserve 5 or 10 years from now. One of my favorite quotes by Coco Chanel is, "Nature gives you the skin you have at 20, but nurture gives you the skin you have at 50.
Is there any hope for the people who didn't catch it early enough, the sun damage, that we can correct the damage that's already done, that's already showing up?
Yes, ma'am. We do have products and treatments that can help you reverse those conditions. There's some amazing products and services we offer at Brow to Toe that can help with pigmentation, that can also help with lifting the skin. One of my favorites is microcurrent. That's like a workout for the skin, helps to lift those muscles.
Well, how do you do a microcurrent?
We use electricity to stimulate the skin and the muscles. So we're producing that collagen and also we're exercising those muscles in a sense and we're putting them back to where they were when we were a little bit younger.
Okay. Let's talk about get to know your skin facial. This is a part of the consultation, right? This is so that you can get to know my skin as a client, right?
The get to know your skin facial is actually for you to get to know your skin because most people don't have a clue about their skin. They don't understand about the products that we're using. So we use this time as an opportunity to educate the clients on their unique skin, educate them on the products that they may be using and the products they may need to. And when I say products, I'm actually talking more about ingredients because it's the ingredients that matter most.
It is a 45-minute peptide facial, and I don't know what a peptide is. Can you tell me what that is?
Peptides are amino acids that make up the proteins that we have in our skin. Common proteins that you've probably heard of are collagen and elastin.
Yes.
These are proteins that help us with the wrinkles and they keep our skin from sagging. When we get to be about 25, we lose about 1% of that each year. And as women, lucky for us, when we get to be about 51, we start to experience menopause. So within that first few years of reaching menopause, we automatically lose another 20 to 30%.
Wonderful.
So by that time, we've lost about 50% of our collagen and elastin. And what the peptides do is help you continue to reproduce that a little bit faster than what you would on your own.
Okay. You mentioned that you had bad acne when you came out of the military, and that's what drove you to become an esthetician. Tell me about your Clear Skin Acne program.
The Clear Skin Acne program is very near and dear to me because I had acne as an adult, which I think is worse because people look at you strange because someone my age isn't supposed to have acne. I was afraid to go anywhere without makeup. So my goal was to be able to leave my house and feel confident without wearing foundation. Through that journey, I learned a lot about the connection between what we eat, our habits, the products we use, and also the services that we get for that condition. And I put everything together and I came up with the Clear Skin program. The Clear Skin program is for acne, but it's also tailored towards each individual acne client, because some may have acne with just a breakout. Some may have acne with pigmentation marks. Some may have acne with aging. Some may have acne with dry skin. So we really tailor it towards the individual. It's not a cookie cutter program. But I do stress a lot about diet and lifestyle.
I was going to ask you if you give them a healthier diet to follow.
So I cannot give them a diet because I'm not a nutritionist, but I can definitely make some recommendations, and I sit down and see what it is they may be eating and talk about how those foods can impact the hormones, because a lot of it has to do with our hormones. Mm-hmm. It's a 12-week program. I will say most people end up staying in the program for about 6 months because with the acne, there's usually the breakouts. We get those under control. And then from the breakouts, we usually have some type of pigmentation we need to deal with.
Gotcha. Okay. The Restoring Radiance program. What can you tell me about that?
That's more for anyone who has pigmentation, dull skin, rosacea, anything that may cause their skin not to have that nice, healthy glow they may have had when they were in their 20s.
Yeah. What about this one I'm really interested in, the non-surgical facelift program?
The non-surgical facelift program is the microcurrent I spoke about earlier. Yeah. And we are literally lifting the skin using electricity. The awesome thing about microcurrent is you can use it over your entire body unless you have some metal in the body, or of course, if you are someone with a pacemaker, something along those lines, right, that would be a contraindication. You wouldn't want to use it, but otherwise you can use it all over your body. I've done some butt lifting.
Have you really? You attach electrodes and it just like tenses up the muscles?
Yes, so it works that. It's good for stretch marks.
Really?
It does tightening of the skin. It helps with the production of collagen and elastin. It's good for controlling the sebum or the oil in the skin. So I will use it with my acne clients.
Got it. Okay. That's fascinating. Okay. You have ProCell microchanneling. Is that a part of the programs or is that something you do separately? And what is it?
ProCell microchanneling is actually a new service that we added at the beginning of the year, and I'm actually still in the case study phase for that, and that will eventually be its own program. But in a nutshell, with microchanneling, it is similar to microneedling. The only difference is instead of dragging the needles across the skin, we're actually stamping the needles into the skin, and it gives a more targeted treatment, and it is considered to be more natural compared to some of the other therapies like chemical peels. Yeah. Chemical peels were the rave for some years, but we're starting to learn that we don't need to damage our skin and we don't need to walk around with red skin for days and peeling in order to create the same results.
And the microchanneling, that would help with pigmentation?
Yes, microchanneling is good for pigmentation. We have different depths of needles, and the depth of the needle is determined by what it is that we're working on.
Okay. The firming peptide mask, which I have learned about. Thank you very much. And dermaplaning. I've heard dermaplaning. I don't know really what it is. Can you tell me about that?
Yes, dermaplaning is a treatment we use to exfoliate the skin, but of course, the hair is attached to the skin by default. The dermaplaning will not only take the dead skin from your face, but it will also get rid of the peach fuzz.
My peach fuzz?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what is an Oxygen RX facial?
An oxygen facial is basically giving your skin a boost of oxygen. And for people with acne, it's amazing because one of the reasons we have issues is because we have the bacteria and we can't get enough oxygen in the skin to kill the bacteria. So it's good for those people with acne. It's also good for those with rosacea. And the oxygen facial is also great for everyone else because it is getting that oxygen to the skin, which is going to help to bring those nutrients and blood to the skin. And you're going to have this nice, glowing, smooth appearance.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Now, I do know some people with skin tags. So when I saw this, I found this quite interesting. Skin Chic Skin Tag Treatment. And especially when I read it was minor downtime and minor discomfort as well. So tell me about what that process is and how it works.
With the Skin Chic Skin Tag Treatment, we're not removing them, but we are dehydrating them. And after a few days, they just fall off.
You're kidding me. That is amazing. Wow. After just a few days.
Yes, sometimes I would say 2 to 3 days.
That's amazing. Okay, Ms. Nakia, you offer a lot of services, and I'm blown away at your before and afters, and I'm so excited to go in there and try some things myself. On your website, you mentioned that you have a very deliberate hiring process, and you do ongoing training for your employees. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
When I got ready to hire, I thought about what I would want as an employee, and I actually refer to my employees as team members, but what it is I wanted. And I thought about the fact that school prepares us to take the licensing test, but they don't prepare us to really enter the workforce and be proficient. So I decided when I do hire, I'm going to hire based on soft skills and spend a lot of time training them in those technical skills. Things like empathy, for example, is one of the traits that one of my team members have. And that's something you need when you're working with people who have skin conditions. I remember I had my acne, although I had the physical scars, there's psychological scarring that's going on that people don't see. But you have to be empathetic towards that when you're working with people.
So something that is really exciting, you have started your own skincare line.
Yes, ma'am, Nakira Skin.
Nakira Skin. And tell me how you came up with the name Nakira.
My daughter, Randy, actually came up with the name. She combined the first 4 letters of my first name with the first 2 letters of her first name. So we have Nakira from...
Nice. It's a nice name, too, for the product. I really like it. She did a great job. So what prompted you to venture out and create your own line of skincare products?
My acne has driven a lot of my decisions as well as aging now. And I was looking for products that would be great for those who have acne, but also for those who are aging. And those products were perfect for me and my daughter. And both our journey, because she has a little acne too, is what really inspired. So I wanted something she could use and something I could use as well. If you look at our logo, you see a picture of a flower, but that flower represents the older person, myself, passing that skincare down to that younger person.
I love that. This is really exciting. Tell me about the process. What is involved? How did you create your own product?
Your clients will often become your friends. I had the pleasure of meeting a lady who I didn't know at the time lived in my neighborhood, and she is a biochem PhD candidate. And when I was talking with her about skincare products and some things that I was thinking, she was a wealth of knowledge for me. I used her. There are also labs that you can work with to help you create these products. So the biggest thing for me is understanding the ingredients and how they work in the skin. And if you understand that and partner with the people who have the know-how, it's a pretty simple process.
Wow. I think that's so exciting. That's really cool. I would be so proud of that. So are you starting to use your product line in your studio?
Yes, we've been using Nakira Skin at brow to toe for about 1.5 years now.
Can we order the products online or just pick them up at the studio?
You can order them online, nakiraskin.com, or you may pick them up at the studio.
Okay. Alrighty. Now, you do something that's outside of the skincare realm, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Tell me about the coaching that you do.
Earlier, I mentioned the type of environment I wanted for my team members. And as I was moving around in the aesthetic space in different groups and rooms, I noticed a lot of people who were in my position as solo estheticians were struggling because a lot of them didn't have the foundation that I had. For example, the experience in the Marine Corps, I had the education in business, and they were struggling. They were closing their businesses. And at that time, I was working with a coach myself, and she asked me if I wanted to be on her team as a coach because she noticed I was very active in helping people and giving solid advice. In 2021, I started coaching other aesthetic business owners up until 2023. And the reason I shifted my focus is because I noticed a common trend with the business owners is a lot of them were really great at their craft. They had their businesses, but a lot of them did not know who they were at the core. And our businesses are an extension of who we are. And oftentimes, if you're not operating your business in alignment with who you are, you don't do so well or you struggle with that. So that's what prompted me to get certified as a Gallup Strengths Coach. And now I'm able to help everyone. And I'm in any field, and I know I also have a degree in marketing. And as a marketer, we know that it's ideal to have a niche, but I don't want a niche because I want to help anyone who's on that hamster wheel get off. And part of that is really sitting down and figuring out who you are at the core and having a business that's in alignment with you. And that's how Brow to Toe is. My business is in alignment with my values. So even though I may have an aesthetics business and the person down the street may have one, I operate my business completely different, and I do it based on me and how I want to show up in the world. And that's what I want to help those business owners do that. Because when we are fighting against who we are, and when we're trying to be like everyone else and duplicate what other people are doing, it's hard. But it's easy to be Krista. It's easy to be Nakia. We are naturally good at some things than others. But I'll give you an example. I am a big time introvert. But you probably wouldn't guess that.
No.
I'm a big time introvert, but I run my business in a way that aligns with that. Who we are doesn't necessarily tell us what we shouldn't do, but more so of how we should do it. I have a website for my coaching. It's strengthsignitesuccess.com. And I also do social media.
Is there anything else that you would like the listeners to know about your business coaching?
Yes, and not necessarily specifically my business coach. If you are someone who's listening and you are in business or you're considering going in business, I highly encourage you to find a business coach. I would love it if it's me, but if it's not, find a business coach because that's someone who is on your team and can help you along the way, and they can see things that you can't see because oftentimes as a business owner, you're so busy with the day-to-day that you can't see the forest for the trees.
Okay, Nakia, tell me about your future plans, either with your skincare products or your studio or even the business coaching or something else that we don't know about yet. What you got up your sleeve?
I don't know that I have anything else up my sleeves. I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do when I grow up.
Me too.
But for right now, I can see myself staying at Brow to Toe. I want to get some more team members in because our community is growing. I want to be able to serve our growing community. And I also feel that eventually I'm going to get too old, or maybe not too old. I shouldn't say that, but it puts wear and tear on the body. And I may not be able to work as much as I would like or as I am now. And I want to eventually move myself out of there as much as I am and just grow and develop the future estheticians who are coming up.
We covered a lot. Thank you so much for joining me, Nakia. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your time. I think that you are a class act from the moment that I met you. And I wish you all the best with your studio and with your coaching and with your new product line especially. Now, I am going to give out the contact and location information for you. Tell me if I have anything wrong here. You can find and follow Brow to Toe on Facebook and Instagram. The address is 15489 Highway 17. She's in suite number 2 in Hampstead, North Carolina. The website is browtotoe.com. email is info@browtotoe.com, and the phone number is 910-650-4273. So thank you, listeners, for joining us today. Thank you again, Nakia. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and getting to know Brow to Toe.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here with you today.
Hey, thank you for joining me today on Topsail Insider. If you liked today's episode, please hit the follow or subscribe button so that you can get the Topsail Insider podcast delivered automatically to whichever podcast platform you're listening on. And if you're a business owner and you wish to set up a pre-interview or you want to advertise, please email me at topsailinsider@gmail.com. Please also find and like the Topsail Insider Facebook page. I provide links to the new podcast there each week, as well as providing photos of the businesses that I'm highlighting, along with any of their upcoming events. So hey, let's do this again next week. I'll see you around Topsail.
Angie here with Houseworks Cleaning Service. Summer's in full swing and you live near the beach. That means you'll have lots of visitors and you'll need your home cleaned. We know your time is precious, so why not give Houseworks a call at 910-547-0260 and let us get her done for you. And as always, at Houseworks Cleaning Service, your house gets the works every time.